This is 21 Questions. It's a trivia podcast. I love that you're here. My name is Mike. Let's go. Question 1. The pirate's flag, the skull and crossbones, is also known as the Jolly what? That's the Jolly Roger. Question 2. What's it called when you spontaneously insert yourself into a photo just as it's being taken? It's a photo what? It's a photo bomb. Question 3. Which charity group has a rhyming name and are famous for delivering food to the elderly, the sick and the housebound? That's Meals on Wheels. Question 4 is always a true or false in this podcast. True or false? The product that we call Vaseline was first patented in 1922. Is that true? Is that false? Now that's actually false. It was way earlier than that. It was in 1859. There was a guy called Robert Chesbrough and he visited Titusville in Pennsylvania to see what new products could be made from petroleum, and he noticed oil workers were smearing like this semi-solid waxy waste buildup from the pump rods from the oil fields onto their skin wounds, and he went, "Why are you doing that?" And someone said, "Oh, it makes them heal." He went, "Righto." And he took some samples of it back to his lab, back to New York, and he spent years playing with the samples, filtering it, distilling it, and he eventually came up with a clear odorless substance that he called petroleum jelly. There you go. Question 5. Which children's TV show debuted in 1969 and has won over 200 Emmy Awards, which is more than any other TV show in history? American TV show, kids show. It's got to be Sesame Street, of course. Question 6. Which dinosaur's name is derived from the Greek and means three-horned face? Are you thinking Triceratops? You'd be right if you are. Question 7. Based on a comic book series by Robert Kirkman and first aired in 2010, which TV drama portrays life in the weeks and months following a zombie apocalypse? That was The Walking Dead. That's one of those shows I never got round to, but people loved it in the day. After question 7, we do the first clues for the Who Am I today. It was a guy who at one time was probably the biggest music star in the world. He's still out there doing the do now. Who am I? I was born in 1949 in New Jersey, and I grew up working class, the son of a bus driver and a legal secretary. I was heavily influenced by watching Elvis on the Ed Sullivan Show. Not too long after, I picked up a guitar and never really put it down, cutting my teeth playing bars along the Jersey Shore. My third album, released in 1975, turned me into a rock star almost overnight and gave me the nickname that I still have today among fans and critics alike. Now, that's a little bit vaguer than we normally do for the first set of clues, but I know you'll know who this is, and I'm just trying to draw out the suspense a little bit. More clues after question 14, okay? For now though, question 8. Which actor is older, Morgan Freeman or Clint Eastwood? Clint Eastwood. He's 96. Morgan Freeman is 89. Question 9 is a science question. Science nerds to the front. Here we go. Which word starts with Y and is a one-cell organism that converts carbohydrates to carbon dioxide and alcohols, and thus is an ingredient in both bread and beer? Answer I'm looking for there is yeast. Question 10. Which sport was Mark Twain talking about when he described it as a good walk spoiled? That's golf. Not a fan apparently. Question 11 is another true or false. True or false? The Colosseum in Rome appears on the list of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Is that true? Is that false? It's actually false. The Colosseum of Rome does not appear on the list of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. I'll tell you what does though. The Great Pyramid of Giza, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the statue of Zeus at Olympia, the Temple of Artemis at, I think it's Ephesus, the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus, the Colossus of Rhodes, the Lighthouse of Alexandria. I got through most of that without too many mispronunciations. I'm on fire over here. Question 12. Oh no, I should not have talked up my ability to pronounce things, and I wouldn't have if I remembered what was coming. Here we go. Question 12. If a doctor uses a sphygmomanometer on you, is he or she checking your A, lung function, or B, blood pressure? Whatever I said before, a sphygmomanometer. Sphygmomanometer. Oh, God. I should have quit while I was ahead. It checks your blood pressure, all right? Good. It's a blood pressure checker. Why do they just call it a blood pressure checker? Why has it got to be a sphygmometer? Anyway, whatever, let's just press on. Question 13, is enoki, E-N-O-K-I, a Japanese A, mushroom, B, breed of dog, or C, sport? Oh, enoki. I don't know, I'm not from there. Anyway, it is A Japanese mushroom. Enoki. I like to be culturally sensitive when I do my pronunciations of things. It's important. Question 14. What model car sold from 1976 to 1996 by Mitsubishi is also the 18th letter of the Greek alphabet? That would be the Mitsubishi Sigma, mate. In its day, they were a very big deal. I had a mate who had a high-performance one, and it was a beautiful car. Just saying. More clues now for the Who Am I. If you remember, it's the rock and roller, born in New Jersey, played guitar. That's all we really know about him so far. Third album made him a big star. Who Am I? In 1984, I released an album that spun off 7 top 10 singles and turned me into one of the biggest rock acts on the planet, even if some people misheard the title track as a patriotic anthem rather than the protest song it actually was. I won an Academy Award for Best Original Song for a ballad I wrote for the movie Philadelphia, I think Tom Hanks, a film about the AIDS crisis in the early 1990s. That should make it a lot easier. Do you know who that is yet? More clues after question 20 if you do not. For now though. Question 15. Is a marmoset a South American monkey, snake, or spider? If I said to you, hey, you want to come over and see my marmoset, what would you expect to see when you got here? That'd be a monkey. Question 16. Is a narwhal, Narwhal, A medium-sized toothed whale, or B, a Russian-made family car? That'd be A, it's a toothed whale. Question 17. The 19th century Great Irish Famine was caused by successive failures of which crop? That's potatoes. It's also known sometimes as the Irish potato famine. Question 18. Which of these is a style of men's shoes? Monk strap, abbot string, or reverend buckle? Honestly, it could be any one of those for me. I don't know. Google says the answer is monk strap. Question 19 is always still alive or not so much on this podcast. I give you a name, you tell me if you think that person is still alive or not so much. This ep, Neil Young, the folk/rock singer. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you. And comes a time. Anyway, Neil Young, we know the man. Is he still alive or not so much? Neil Young, still alive. He's 80 years old. He'll be around for ages yet. Question 20 is always a music question. Which pioneering 1970s rocker played bass in a band with her sisters before having a string of solo hits including songs like Can the Can and Devilgate Drive? That's Susie Quattro, who is still working, still doing live shows. I hadn't thought about her for years, and then she popped up on my Instagram feed the other night doing a tour of like her backstage area and her dressing room and talking about her pre-show ritual. Good on you, Suze. Final clues now for the Who Am I. If you remember, American rocker, had the big album in the mid-80s, biggest star in the world for a time. Who am I? I've picked up 20 Grammy Awards along the way. I've received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from Barack Obama in 2016, and I'm still touring stadiums with my long-time backing band who are called the E Street Band. Donald Trump absolutely despises me, and I've said in interviews that I'm fine with that. I am Bruce Springsteen. There you go, Bruce Springsteen. Did you get that? How'd you go with that set of questions? Were they too easy, too hard, or were they about right? I would love it if you could comment your score and let me know. Helps make a difference to the questions that I write going forward. Speaking of writing questions, coming up is episode 100, and at that time I'm going to do an entire episode made up of player questions. By that I mean questions submitted by you, the players, the listeners of this show. So send me one if you would like to. For the time being, just send it to me via Facebook. 21 Questions by Trivia Tribe. The logo on the Facebook page is the same as the logo on this podcast that you're listening to now. I will acknowledge your message, let you know that I've got it, add it to the list, and episode 100, as I say, will be made up entirely of player questions. We did that for episode 50, if you were around for that one, and it was quite good fun. This podcast comes out every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I would love it if you could meet me back here in a couple of days. We'll have another crack at it together. I've been Mike van Acker. I love you. Catch you next time.